You're listening to Chale, a podcast that brings people from various backgrounds to talk about the everyday living in Ghana and Africa as a whole. My name is Gabby Mack, and I'm a YouTuber, hairstylist, and creative director. I'm sitting down with creatives, business owners, students, and the everyday hustler to bring you real stories. So Chale, make we get chatting. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Chale, the podcast. I'm so excited for today's episode. Yes, once again, I have another guest. I tell you guys, I always have another guest, but today this is a special guest, and we are diving into, a theme that is really, really dear to my heart. I told you guys on the last week's episode, and of course, it's nothing else but the entertainment industry here in Ghana. So we're going to be touching on music, movies, everything possible, guys. We're going to talk about it. And of course, I can't talk about it by myself. I have to talk about it with lovely artists and DJs and directors and everything here that Ghana produces. So today I have my guest here. Y'all see him already? Y'all see he's doing fine boy tunes, So today I have Mr. King's Kid here joining me, guys. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, guys.
So my first question I want to ask you, where did you get the King's Kid from?
King's Kid, man. There are two versions of the story.
Okay.
In the Bible, God says that we are kings and priests, right? Yeah. And God himself is the King of Kings. And so if we are children of the King of Kings, that makes us all King's Kids. Royals, princes, whatever you want to call it. But King's Kids, by adoption.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And the other version is, this is a bit personal, but growing up, my parents split when I was like a year old. So growing up, I had like a little, timidity issue. I was always isolated by myself and whatever. And when I converted into Christianity, then one time after prayer, I just felt like the Spirit told me that I know it looks like my dad was not around and all of those things, but he's always been there for me, and I should never feel like I'm alone because I am not actually just a normal person. I am a child of a king. So that's where King's Kid came from.
That's a nice explanation and meaning to your name. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so tell us what your real name is.
Oh man, my real name is Emmanuel. Yo, it's long. Emmanuel Nagofia is Iman Mensa. Yofi King's Kid.
Hey, all of that.
Part of
so all of that is on your birth certificates.
Well, I have like 3 on the birth certs or 4. But the rest were given to me by, my grandma, my dad, and like on every side of the family.
Yeah, so
whether
like
my mom's side or my
has
dad's side, they have a name which they call me. Yeah,
all right. So what tribes are you from?
Well, predominantly Fanti from Elmina. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's mom or dad's side?
That's dad's side. Okay. My mom is from Obusmase, Ekrapim.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. So I'm pretty sure they're wondering what do you do? What's your involvement in in the music industry? So I've done my research, and King's Kid does gospel music, but we would say he does specifically Afro gospel music, or some would term it as urban, right? Urban gospel. Okay.
Right.
So why that? Why how did you get involved into that?
Afro gospel is something that has always been on my heart from a very young age. The songs that I used to write, they used to come in that form, and it was new then because there was not a lot of people who were doing it. I quite remember growing up, the only person who I know who did anything like holy pop or Afro gospel or whatever was Kirk Franklin.
Yes.
Yeah, so he was doing amazing, and then there was Erica Campbell. That's Mary who also started doing it. So those were the two people I looked up to a lot. But I was writing songs like that. I was rapping. I was singing from the age of, I don't know if it was 9 or 12. Okay. I was writing music from that age as well. And all the songs that used to come were in that format, but there was not a market for it. So I was like, yo, what's happening here? So most of my people who I went to junior high with know me as a musician. They used to call me musician from like class 5 because I used to assemble them. Then we sing songs, I assign parts and all of that, and then we sing and all of that. So I always knew I was going to do music though, but how I was going to get into it was not known to me. I used to sing in church. Like my uncle used to give me a slot every 24th at his church, 24th December. He used to have a dinner. and I used to sing and rap there. I used to call my little cousins, put them together.
Yeah.
Even then, the genre was still very new. I
yeah.
didn't know where I was going with
Yeah.
it. All they'll say is, "Oh wow, it's a nice song, good
Yeah.
job." Like
Yeah.
but nobody really gets it because even the actual gospel at that time was not even really working or selling. You know? Yeah. So doing this kind of music. But fast forward, my second year in Central University, I just felt like it was time. Because every assignment that we're here for has a particular time, and that's where the confusion is. Some people try to do things before time or way after the time they were supposed to do it, and they end up missing. But when I was in Central University, I went to an all-night service one time, and I felt like, okay, purpose just hit me in the face and said, yo, my
This
guy,
is it.
it's time. Yeah, you have to let it happen. And then since then, that was 2010 till now, I've been doing this. Yeah.
So I know with with the genre of music that you're doing,
Right.
It's still kind of new, right, here in Ghana, right? I mean, I know it took some time even in the US for it to really become a thing, right? So would you say Ghanaians were acceptable to your type of music?
Nah.
No?
No.
What about now? Would you say they still are?
Well, now it's better. Yeah, now it's way better. In the beginning, the acceptance was slow, but I don't blame them though. You know, like I think people find a hard time relating to anything that's new, something they're not used to. So
Change.
in the beginning, they were like, "Yo, what the heck is this? Like, what's going on here?" Like
they used to the old school, clap, the typical gospel. I mean, because growing up, I mean, the gospel that I heard was the typical Ghanaian old gospel. So to hear your type of music now here in Ghana, it's very it's different.
Yeah. I mean, but we had to keep going though. I had like nasty experiences of being sent off the stage because people were dancing to the devil's dance when I was on stage and all of that. But it was all a part of the journey. Whenever God wants to do something new, there are people He decides to use. Those people, most times in the beginning, should be people who are ready, to take all the bashing, take everything that comes with it. I mean, it wasn't easy. But now, urban gospel is actually really Afro gospel across the globe is being accepted at a slower pace on this continent. Or even say in Ghana, because in Nigeria is huge.
It's huge, yes.
In Nigeria it's huge. You have Aben, Frank Edwards. They all do this kind of Afro gospel and stuff, but it works. Nobody will try and put them in the box and say, oh, these people are rappers or they do whatever. They call them gospel musicians, but here they want to put you in a box, and that's what I'm trying to fight. So lately I'm not even going by the urban gospel name or Afro gospel again. Gospel artists, like that's it. Cause
so what box exactly were they trying to like put you guys in? Like, how would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning they used to call us the gospel rap boys, which was the most annoying tag ever. Like gospel rap boys, and they just keep you in the box. Like, and you could tell like from people's body language that they were despising what you were doing. You know, like the rap boy is there. Say that's what they used to do to us. But like, then that's the box I tried to push and get out of until they accepted the name Urban Gospel. And then now we're trying to get it out as well, because the thing is that the gospel is the gospel. Whether I preach it, I sing it, I rap it, or whatever, it is the gospel.
It's the message you're trying to send out there.
But as soon as there's that segregation or categorization, one group will start pitching itself against the other. One group will start feeling like, oh, we're better than these people. Like, these guys are just, hooligans. But I like using the concept of the body. There's the head, there's the feet, the limbs, there's every part of the body has its role to play. But that's what comes together to make the body. So if the head says, oh, you leg, you're useless, okay, try walking without me and see, try walking without me and realize that no, fam, you actually need the leg to survive. That's what makes the body. So this is a concept I'm trying to push now, that look, I mean, irrespective of our differences with regard to style and all of that, it's one thing that we're representing, thing we're presenting, and that's the gospel.
All right, so, I mean, we talked about how Ghanaians in general, we're finding it hard to accept, your genre of music. So what about the artists themselves that were already in this music? How were they, accepting you guys?
Accepting. Well, that was a struggle as well. But the thing is, there's something I keep saying, that if it's from God, it will stand. That's it. If Bible says it, that whatever is born of God overcomes the world. So if it is from God, I know that it definitely will stand. So that was like my kind of consolation from the beginning. I was like, yo, I've known this has been my purpose from the beginning. You're not going to change it by your rudeness or your actions or your mockery. I'm gonna stick to it because I know my purpose. You understand? Yeah. Even the artists themselves, in the beginning, were treating us like outcasts. I won't lie, because I've said this before. Like, I mean, recently in one of my interviews, I said it. Like, I've been on concerts where it was like the big names and all of that, right? But you are there like in the changing room with them, or the restroom, or the whatever waiting room with them. But you still feel like, yo,
some tension.
like, yo, you don't belong here.
That's crazy.
It was like that from the beginning, like, yeah. But now, okay, I think now, because like when you fully bloom, like you fully accept that, okay, this is my purpose, it kind of brings a certain self-awareness, like, okay, I don't need your approval. You understand? And then they saw what God did through what he did through us. And then now, all of a sudden, there's that acceptance. So I, for instance, I am like the only person who has been on most of their stages. Like, I have collaborations with Joe. Joe featured me twice before I even featured him. Kwesi featured me. I've been on Ohima Mercy's concert. I've been on all of these people, like MOG. Everybody almost has a song with me. Nasi, even the most indigenous people had features with me. Why? Because eventually they realized that, oh, this is actually something cool and legit. But it doesn't take away the fact that some people might still harbor that, yeah, like this is the lower kind of gospel vibe. Yeah, it's still there, but it's something that I mean I was born to change.
So do you think all of that kind of create like maybe some beefs among you guys or something?
Well, beefs, nah, because of what we represent. Like, yeah, well, like me by now, I call people their my names already. I would have given them shouts in different ways. For real, yeah. But I mean, we're not allowed to do that. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people respect me now. The mainstream people really respect me. But do they respect the genre? Sometimes it's different. They respect me because they've gotten to know me, you know, and they've gotten to know this guy is a very serious person. I'm a very, very serious person, like off camera. I'm not too friendly. I'm all about this. I'm all about music. I'm all about the work and stuff here. And they've seen that there's also a spiritual side to it. It's not just about the shades and the watches and whatever. They've seen all of that. So now they've accepted me, but have they accepted the genre? That's the conversation I'm trying to start right now. Yeah, exactly. So if I step aside and then someone else comes, are you going to respect that person as well? Or it's just because now you know me?
All right, so like, did it make you feel some type of way that, you know, the artists were not accepting in the beginning? Because at the end of the day, they're supposed to be spreading love and saying everybody should be together. So even if your style of music was different from theirs, wouldn't you think that they would be acceptable to that, you know, to that type of, you know, you coming into the industry? Like, how did that make you feel?
Well, the world doesn't accept what it can't understand. So I don't really blame them as much because it was new to them. It wasn't like it was just new to non-Christians or just pastors. It was new to everyone. So they were like, okay, rap and gospel? Because the last time they heard rap was, you know, some guy who was high as whatever, like throwing his hands in the air and cussing here and there and all of that. So like, oh, you want to bring this to the church now? I had people sending me messages on Facebook saying I'm sending people to hell.
Oh my
I
gosh.
myself, I'm going before the people and and all of that. Yeah, so yeah, I don't blame them. It was new, right? I mean, even like people who were close to me, like my pastor, my uncle, who was like, I was in his church, but when it started fully, I felt like at a point he didn't really get it. Well, yeah, let me not go there, but he didn't fully get it. And there were people around me who also didn't fully get it because a lot of people were now actually trying to catch on with the whole gospel thing. And all of a sudden, these people show up and, you know, trying to wear like tattered jeans and sleevelets with sneakers and big chains and stuff, like just throwing their hands. And then you hear some God somewhere or Jesus 1B, then that's it. But I mean, I think it kind of also forced me to like take it more seriously than I was, because I was like, okay, there has to be a reason why these people don't understand this. Yeah. Do I have to work on the content? Does it have to be more like Christian? Does it have to be more centered on God than just punchlines and style? Do I have to work on my appearance, although I'm representing whatever? Do I have to try and, you know, it made me ask a lot of questions, like, and I prayed about it as well, and then God just let me, you know, just fit in eventually, and then, boom, it worked. Yeah.
So what do you think about the industry as a whole? like Ghana in, you know, the Ghana music industry. Do you think that, you know, we're moving somewhere, or we're still behind, or you know, we're gradually catching up? Like, what do you feel about the industry?
Yeah, I feel like our industry is to be honest, man, our industry is behind. I won't lie, man. Like, if I lie, then I'm not Christian. All right. So I feel like our industry is behind. Yes, it's I mean, just across the border, there are people who are doing like wilder things there with regard to music, like talking about artists, talking about video directors. Like, the whole industry as a whole is really blooming. So yeah, basically, I have to be honest. I feel like our industry is lagging a little with regard to even just across the border. The Nigerian market, music and entertainment industry is huge. You know, like, and their systems, and there's room for everyone. That's the thing. That's how you know if an industry is working.
Yeah.
You understand? You're not scared that this person is coming to take your market share or whatever.
Yeah.
You have yours. You know that when this person comes, they can also thrive and make you know, like, make it work for themselves. Like, because Nigeria has like, out of like the 200 million people, they have like 150 million musicians. And 50 million
Everybody
actors.
does music.
Everybody does music in Nigeria. Like, the industry is so good that even the people who don't know how to sing are blowing. You know, like, it's just a system. So, okay, now it's not even about talent anymore. It's a system, a machinery that works. So whoever can just get up and decide, okay, I want to sing about cats, for instance, right? And then just do a song about cats. And then because he has the money to push it, and there are the systems and the machinery to make it work. Wake up one morning and cat song is all over. Like, yeah, literally falling off the roof and stuff. You know? So I think like our industry has to take a cue. We have to open it up more. The stakeholders, the companies, the multinational companies who are here have to sponsor more events, and people should stop all of the, you know, like, people are really, really maneuvering and bullying people and sitting on people's monies, and people have become gatekeepers who are preventing other people from getting somewhere and all of that.
So
like,
these are some of the setbacks that's not allowing the industry
exactly
to move.
Man, I feel like the gatekeeper thing is a very, very serious thing. Somebody has been there for over 15 or 20 years, and his duty is to decide who blows and who doesn't. That's wrong. It's not supposed to be like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm even talking about even this urban gospel. There's somebody who is a very prominent person, and somebody went to meet him, and he said that, okay, I'm not going to mention his name, but he said that the thing that gives us money, right, which is the vices, basically, sex, women, booze, weed, all these vices, that's what you sing about, and then it brings money, you know, to the industry and stuff. And you people want to sing against it, and I should allow you to blow. That's what the person said. Yeah. Somebody told me. I was like, oh, I see. The only way to take someone out like that, out, is to pray them out. That's it. Because honestly, this is somebody. Like you just have to give them to God and say, God, this guy is now blocking the gate of the door that you said we should go through. He said you let us go, so deal with him.
Do you think someone like that, you can kind of explain to them the message that you're trying to put out there so he can be more acceptable and help push your industry too? Do you think that's possible?
I feel like our industry is based on a lot of insecurities. It's too much. Like, there's a lot of insecurities. There's somebody who, like, feels like, oh, if I let this guy in, he's gonna take my place. No. Why don't you rather work on expanding the market to a point that this guy can have his place? I have my place. I'm comfortable here. We come together. We do something bigger.
So we're just holding each other back.
Yeah, we're holding each other back. Yes, literally crabs, you know.
Just pulling each other down.
Pulling each other down. Yeah.
I think it's sad because, you know, you hear this a lot, not only even the music, but in all the industries all around, even, you know, in Ghana, and not only even Ghana, just Africa as a whole. You hear that we don't support ourselves, we don't push ourselves. So it's like, how would our music be accepted outside if we can't even accept, you know, the music amongst ourselves, you know? Like, it's crazy. It's a sad thing. We can talk about this for days, and you know, everyone will come and say their own thing, but right now it looks like everybody's out for themselves.
Honestly, I think we need to be having these kinds of conversations. Like, let's find out how we can make this industry grow, make it work.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, it's conversations like this that lead to change. If you never talk about it, nothing will change.
Be.
Yeah.
Well, we talk a lot about the industry, so I know some people probably want to know some personal things about Mr. Kid's Kid. Won't y'all? I know I want to know a little bit. Some. I know at least for our ladies out here, tell them, like, are you single? Are you ready to mingle? Are you married? Or what's the deal?
Oh yeah, I'm married to the will of God.
Oh gosh.
I'm single. I've been single for like a year and a half now.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? I can see assistant director looking at me. Yeah, man. I've been single for a year and a half, for real.
Do you think it's hard? The dating scene is hard for people in your industry?
It is. It is. Cause like, dating in itself, when you're somebody who's kind of in the limelight, if you're a level-headed person, right? I had this conversation again like recently. Sometimes people will be like, okay, how come we don't know who your girl is? How come you didn't put no girl on your status or your page? How come we haven't seen? No. The thing is that for someone in my space like this, yeah, everybody's already looking at me like, hey, this boy, right? Yeah. So my thing is, okay, so you're dating this person and you put the person out. Yes, you had intentions of going along with the person, but something happened along the way, and then it couldn't go where it had to go.
Now it's
next up, you're going to post another girl. Next up, you might post another girl because it didn't work. And people will instantly say, oh, this guy, bad guy, he's just changing girls or he's doing... No, that's not the plan. Yeah. The plan was like to go further. You understand? Yeah, nobody actually enters a relationship with short-term plans, apart from a few people I know, like Finn Mensa and some people. Yes, but yeah, for real though, yeah, you enter it because you proper like dig the person and you want to see how it's gonna go and all of that. So, and I feel like maybe sometimes people also rush into things, relationships. That's why, like, it's good to sit back sometimes, like, and say, yo, my guy, I'm not really ready for all of this short term, 2 year, 1 year relationship. Next, then who's next? And like, nah, and you don't want that. You want to proper take your time, whoever it is, you put the person out there, and that should be the only person that people see. Yeah. Eventually, because people don't forget, Yeah, they don't. Always remind, hey, what happened to
that so girl? Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. So, do you think? So, okay, so you know how they talk about people in the circle of music that they're bad boys and they always have the woman around them. So, do they put that notion around you guys too?
It comes with my job description. People think that as long as you're wearing sneakers and shades, hey, you're doing small fine boy things, you're a bad boy. Do we have like ladies around us? Obviously we do. In ministry, the people who push it the most are women, but it behoves on you to draw the divide. Like, you understand? Like, okay, so you're here to support. You're not here for a relationship. Like Jesus Christ, Mary Magdalene kind of vibe. There are people who are supposed to be like that. But sometimes, human as we are, with all of these emotions and hormones running, by somebody being around, you might end up catching the little feelings and all that. Like, and then what was not supposed to be a relationship becomes a relationship.
All right, so we've gotten to know a little bit, about King's Kid, and I want to talk about your new song that you just released. So tell us a little bit about it. So.
Right, so Wadum featuring Joe Metto is like one of my favorite songs of my third album, right? How do they call it? Because 2 is sophomore and 3 is what?
That's in the wrong. If you ask me school-wise, is your junior year?
It's my junior year, okay. So this is my junior year album. It's called the Breakthrough album, and I'm excited because this album has like a lot of diversity, a lot of collaborations, and all of that. It's gonna be amazing. I want to drop it on my birthday, 29th of September, this year, 2021. Yes, back to the topic. Wadum is it's a song about grace, basically, about the grace of God, and how we can't do without it. Yes, diligence is important. Even the Bible talks about diligence. It says, see a man diligent in his ways, he will stand before kings and queens. That means that little thing that you're doing, if you put effort in it and give it your all, it will work. But like when it comes to ministry, there's grace, not just even music or ministry, but there's grace and there's diligence. What makes like a great musician or a great individual is when the two combine. You understand? Yeah, it's like, it's not just your diligence, there's grace back in it. And it's not just grace, but you're working hard as well. You're always learning, you're improving, you're getting better and all of that. So yeah, this is a song of grace. Grace is what has kept me from childhood till now. Grace is what has kept me in these years when I've been doing this thing. When it wasn't accepted, grace kept me. Now it's been accepted, grace keeping me, taking me to another level. Yeah, and I had to feature Joe, obviously, because he's like one of the greatest epitomes of grace when it comes to, gospel music, especially in this nation, because I really admire him a lot. He's my friend and my brother, but like I like to treat him with a lot of respect because I saw what God did with his life, like where he came from and all of that. God using him to, kick doors open and gates open so that we can all enter. It's a work of grace. Like he won Artist of the Year. First time any gospel artist had ever won that. Yeah. Ever. Like, and who would think it would be him?
That's definitely a breakthrough for you guys.
Yeah, that was a huge breakthrough. So once that's done, it's like, oh, we can do it too. And bear in mind, he did work hard that year. But all of us who know that, this was the grace of God. Like, this is just grace that worked things out for him. So I love that man a lot. I love my brother a lot. And I had to do the song with him because it's grace, basically, and he's also an example. I'm an example as well, so it was like a collaboration of graces on the song to make this beautiful song. Shouts to my director, my little brother, the bad boy Finn Mensah, for putting together that beautiful video for the song. It was produced by Luxio Beats as well, who's also somebody who I really, really like a lot. Like I relate with him on a very, very different level because he's there for what I do. One of the few people who really understand fully what I'm doing. Yeah, and he's there, like
makes the job easier.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
That's good. So I know 2020 has set back a lot of things for people, and I'm sure it did for you as well. So what should we expect from you in 2021 and moving forward?
2021 is going to be an exciting year. I have plans, like mad plans. A lot of songs are going to come out, a lot of collaborations. The album, like I said, and then the concert, and some other international features, and let me just keep the rest.
Okay. You're giving us a little something, so we just gotta wait for the rest. Okay, that's nice. Well, it was great talking to you. I'll definitely share, your video for everyone to check it out. I had the privilege of sitting there and enjoy watching that video being edited. So I've heard the song a lot. It's in my head. So I'm gonna share it with you guys so you guys can enjoy it as well. But tell them your social media, how they can contact you or anything like that. So.
Yeah, you can get in touch with me on, first of all, YouTube, Kingskid, KINGZ, Not an S, please. It's a Z, okay? KINGZ, KID. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button, and then watch the video, leave a comment under it. It's called Wadum, Your Grace, featuring Joe Metal. Check that song out. You can get the song on all digital platforms and other sites as well. Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, Pandora, Boomplay, everywhere basically. You can get it on AudioMac, Rep Jesus, like a whole lot of other sites. And the video is on YouTube, so get it. Yeah, my Instagram and Twitter, very important to me, is at I am Kingskid, IAMKINGZKID. That's it. Get in touch, get interactive. Let me know what you think about my music, what you don't like as well. Yeah.
You want the criticism?
Yeah, I like it.
It's good. It's good. That makes you a better artist, Yeah. That's great. Well, thank you for coming, Chale, thank you for coming to the show, Chale the podcast. We're trying to, have more conversations like this. I'm definitely going to be featuring, more people in your industry. So I'm excited about that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, share. Y'all know everything what to do. I'm going to leave all the information for Kingskid so you guys can, talk with him and chat with him and listen to his music. It was great chatting with you today. Thank you for coming to the show again, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for listening to Chale the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you want to support and hear more of the show, make sure you subscribe to my channel. So head over and click that button now. Thanks for listening to the show, and I'll see you guys next week.